I know you're all busy people with many things to do, so we're just going to do a very quick, very rapid fire rundown of every tier 8 battleship for the current season of ranked battles. We're just going to spend maybe 10, 20, 30 seconds talking about each ship, give you the key information, and give you some idea at a glance of which ships you might want to pick. So let's start. We have the S tier, which is ships that are just OP. I'm sure you can guess which ships are going to go here. We have A tier, which is the very strong ships. B tier, which is just ships that are good. C tier is meh, quite mid. D is bad, and F is ships that if you pick, you are basically just throwing. So let's start with Alabama. Alabama is very good torpedo protection, very good guns that people don't expect to be very good, quite maneuverable. I will put Alabama as I think Alabama is generally a good pick. Now, some of these might move later, so make sure to stick around to see where they finally end up. Amagi. I think Amagi is a bit power crept, but it does have a lot of very accurate guns, and it is quite maneuverable, but the armor scheme is not fantastic, and she's, like I say, a bit power crept, so we're going to put her in meh for now. Anhalt's going in D. There's just nothing really special about her that you can't get better in any other ship in any kind of combination. How often do you see Anhalt in ranked battles or random battles? Exactly, there's your answer. Atlantico, strong. Atlantico is very strong. I think her secondaries slap like hell. The only real downside is that she's very slow, and her main battery guns aren't fantastic. But I think in the scenario of a ranked battle where it's much more close quarters and small scale, I think she is very, very strong. Bismarck. Ooh, another old ship. Maybe a little power crept, so again, I'm going to put her in C. She's still pretty good, pretty solid at close range. The Hydra is very nice. But yeah, I'm going to put her in C purely for the fact that I think there are much better options. But as far as tech tree ships go, if this was only tech tree ships, probably in B. But in this context, we're going to put her in C. Borodino. This is a difficult one. She brings a lot of utility, obviously, with the radar. But her firepower is pretty weak because she only has 6 guns in the bow, and obviously if you get snuck up from behind, you are just royally screwed. So we're going to put Borodino in... I think I'm going to put Borodino in D, purely because she's not very good at actually killing things or tanking things because she's only got a 27mm bow. Brandenburg. I think Brandenburg is... I'm going to put Brandenburg at... good, maybe controversial, sue me, but I think she's slightly better than Bismarck. I think her guns are a bit more effective, and yeah, I'm just going to put her slightly higher. Also, obviously has access to torpedoes. Champagne. Now, in randoms, I think Champagne is a fantastic ship, but for the close quarters, small scale teams scenario of ranked, I'm going to put her in meh. Her guns are very good and very accurate, but you don't really get a great opportunity to use them in rank as you would otherwise. Constellation. Now, Constellation I'm going to put in good, because like Borodino, you have the radar and weak armor, but unlike Borodino, Constellation is fast, her guns are quite good, and she has deceptively strong torpedoes. So although she sits higher in the water than Snoop Dogg on 420, I think she's still a very strong pick. Flandre. I'm going to put her in strong. Sue me. The secondaries are very funny, especially in tier 8. Where they can do quite a lot of damage to cruisers and destroyers especially, and set fires to battleships. She's got a lot of health for a tier 8, of course being basically just an Alsace, and I think her guns are quite good, and she's quite quick, so she's going to go in tier A tier. Gascon, on the other hand, now she also has decent secondaries. She's very quick, has the engine boost, but she has less health, the French armor, the guns aren't quite as good, but I'm still going to put her in... I think Gascon is going to go for me in B for her ability to reposition very quickly and still make good use of those secondaries and good guns. Hawk. A tier, I think. She's very fast. Again, 27mm of bow plating does bring her down a little bit, but she's very fast. She has those bow torpedoes, which are very funny, and her guns perform very well. So I think A tier overall is fair for her. Kansas... no, we gotta put her in bad. She's slow, she's fat, she's gonna get eaten alive by torpedoes, especially being focused. She'll get burnt down so fast. You can't reposition in a small scale team environment. Her guns are very good, and she's very maneuverable, but for ranked, I don't think so. Key, on the other hand, also difficult. I think I'm gonna put her slightly above Amagi, purely for the fact that she has torpedoes. and those make her slightly better in this sort of situation, especially in battleship rules. Lenin, OP. The first entry to OP, you all know why. Lenin, incredibly powerful guns, incredibly accurate at all ranges, incredibly solid armor, decent speed, slightly poor maneuverability, but other than that, she's very, very strong. If you can position yourself well so that the lack of guns in the rear isn't a massive disadvantage for you, then Lenin is a very, very strong pick, as is Massachusetts, the other OP entry probably at the moment, maybe another one later, who knows. But Massachusetts, of course, you both know about Massachusetts and Lenin. Sorry, all of you, I'm assuming there's more than 2 viewers. You all know about Lenin and Massachusetts. Massachusetts obviously having the insanely powerful heel, being quite maneuverable, having really good secondaries, really good American guns, just all around a great ship. The only thing she's lacking is hydro, really, and if she had that, she would be too ridiculous. Monarch, throwing. If you pick Monarch, you're throwing. I'm sorry, you're just throwing. I'm not going to explain myself. Now, Nebraska, the planes are good for being able to spot, and with no carriers, it's sort of the only option you really have for spotting, along with Takao. But, is it Takao? I think so, sue me. But I think the rest of the ship is not that good. The guns are not that great. I'm going to put Nebraska, I can't speak, into B tier, because the utility of being able to spot for yourself is very good, and her guns are still very good as well. Now, I am actually going to move Alabama up to strong, I think, and put North Carolina there too. I think these are quite underrated ships in the modern meta of the game. These guns still hit insanely hard, especially in tier 8 games. And these American battleships are called fast battleships for a reason. I think they are very, very powerful at this. And their survivability is decent as well. Now, Odin. Odin, for me, is meh. I think I'd rather take Brandenburg. Odin has really small guns. What are they, 305s? And I think being a battleship, if you end up being in a, 1v1 or 1v2, you're just not going to be able to consistently put the damage down. And in ranked, where there's much more of a time pressure and it's a much smaller scale fight, you're not going to have the time to wear someone down with HE like you can in random. So for me, Odin goes in meh. Picard. Now, I don't actually know much about Picardy, but you never see her in battles, and the fact that I don't know anything about her means she can't be very good, so she's going in bad. I think, from what I do know, it's the old Dreadnought-style French battleship concept, from how she looks, and the turret arrangement, and I'm just going to put her in bad. But if you think she deserves better, then let me know in the comments. I'll pin a comment if it gives good reasons to pick Picardy, but I don't think there is one. Richelieu. Now, Richelieu, I think, is going to go in good as well. So like Gascon, obviously she gets a speed boost, and the guns are very good, I think. But again, they are limited to the front, and that does limit you quite a lot. So I think she's definitely a good pick, very fast, again, good for repositioning. But I think if you want a mobile battleship like this, I would rather take Hawk over either Gascon or Richelieu. Roma. Now, Roma is very weird. Roma is a ship that I'd rather see a tier 10 match in than a tier 8. So I'm going to put Roma specifically in the context of ranked battles in C. Because, and remember, these are all ranked in the context of a ranked battle. Small scale teams, quick matches, most commonly close quarters combat. I think Roma goes in C tier for this. Her armor is not fantastic. Her guns are wildly inconsistent. They can be incredible or terrible depending on how the gods feel this day. And I think she's just not great for ranked. But she can make a lot of credits, so, do with that what you will. Tirpitz. It's got to be in B, I think, right? Tirpitz has to be a B tier ship. Same as Brandenburg. Torpedoes, good secondaries, decent guns. Yeah, she's just a step up from Bismarck for this context. Now, Vanguard. Where does Vanguard go? I think Vanguard goes in meh. Fight me. I think Vanguard goes in meh because... I'm kidding. Vanguard goes in bad. She's not quite bad enough to be throwing, but the main advantages of Vanguard are that she's quite maneuverable, and that rudder shift especially is rapid. But again, I think in this kind of context, she doesn't have a speed boost, she doesn't have an exceptional heal, she doesn't have really anything special. If she had a super heal, definitely straight up there, but she doesn't, so she's going in bad. Veneto, I'm gonna put her slightly above Roma, or am I? I don't know. The exhaust smoke is quite good, but no, the B tier is already too populated. We're gonna put her in C, I think, also, purely because actually, C or D. We're gonna put her in C. Vladivostok. Vladivostok is very strong. I'm tempted to put it in OP, but I don't think it's quite on the level of Lenin and Massachusetts. Vladivostok has very good guns, very good armor. It's not horrifically slow. The turret traverse is very nice. Her secondaries are not great, but I think Vladivostok is a very strong pick. And just if you don't have Lenin, Vladivostok is the next best thing, especially with Kuznetsov on there. Yumehari, we're going to put in meh. You know, Japanese battleships, good at longer range sniping, especially these ships with the improved accuracy with the spotter plane. I think Yumehari just belongs down in the meh tier, and that's it. And for Z10, Z10 is going to go in A. The combination of hydro, torpedoes, good secondaries, guns are acceptable even if the layout is horrifically weird. And, you know, she has weak armor like Hawk, but like Hawk, she is very quick. She's very good in close quarters with the torpedoes and the secondaries. And yeah, I think Z10 is overall a very strong pick and probably the second best secondary ship if you can't have Massachusetts. So there we go. Here is the completed tier list. The OP tier, we have Lenin and Massachusetts. For the strong tier, we have Atlantico, Flandre, Hawk, Alabama, North Cal, Vladivostok, and Z10. In the goods tier, we have Brandenburg, Constellation, Gascon, Key, Nebraska, Richelieu, Tirpitz. In the meh tier, we have Amagi, Bismarck, Borodino, Champagne, Odin, Roma, Veneto, and Yumehari. In the bad tier, we have Anhalt, Kansas, Picardy, and Vanguard. And in the throwing tier, we have Monarch. I hope you enjoyed. Please feel free to tell me your opinion in the comments. I'd love to know where you think certain ships should be, what you agree with me on, what you disagree with me on. And yeah, we're going to keep doing these sort of quick fire tier lists. We're going to keep doing them for the cruisers and the destroyers for tier 8, and then for every ranked season going forward, we'll do a quick tier list of you know, very quickly going through each ship and briefly ranking it so you can have a quick peruse through when you're picking your ship. So yeah, aside from this, please subscribe to not catch these future stupid tier lists and any other videos that I make. And feel free to check out my Discord and my clan's Discord in the description of this video also. And yeah, I will see you next time for another video. Have a nice day and goodbye.